And speaking of the governor, our cameras were rolling as John Bel Edwards took a look back at 2021 during his end of the year address. The governor reflecting on the challenges and successes our state has had. Political reporter Shannon Hecht joins us live from the Capitol with those highlights. Shannon, good evening.
Hey, Renee. Governor John Bel Edwards talked about how Louisiana has taken great strides in recovery from both hurricanes and the pandemic. He also touched on major infrastructure projects that are one step closer to fruition. He says he has big hopes for 2022.
There is no doubt it has been incredibly hard on the people of Louisiana in many respects.
Governor John Bel Edwards says that the state is in a much better place in regards to recovery than it was a year ago. There is still a long way to go. Louisiana is looking promising on the COVID front despite the Omicron variant spreading through the state. Recovery from the pandemic has not been linear, as shown with the summer surge.
The Delta variant caused the worst surge in cases and hospitalizations that we had seen since the start of the pandemic. Positivity rate on tests administered reached 19%. Today it's 2.1%. We have 196 people in the hospital today. We had over 3,000.
About 50% of the state is vaccinated, with only 25% of those eligible being boosted. In the middle of the surge, southeast Louisiana was hit with the Cat 4 Hurricane Ida. Thousands are still living in shelters, hotels, and not in their homes.
We know that housing, whether from Laura, Delta, or Ida, remains the greatest need.
The governor says the state will release a housing action plan in January to get the ball rolling for grants to address the housing issue. He also touched on his hopes for the next legislative session to focus on spending all the federal money and state surplus dollars on projects that can make a difference in people's lives.
Join me in praying and working for a much better 2022.
The governor also talked about the redistricting session that is set to take place in early February, and he hopes that fair district maps are drawn to better represent the population of Louisiana. At the Capitol for your local election headquarters, I'm Shannon Hecht.